All right, thank you guys all for coming down to Spark for this second pitch competition. It means a lot to all of us. We've all been working pretty hard, and we're excited to pitch for you tonight. First off, from all of us, we just want to thank the Parkway Alumni Association, and especially Trent Phelps for being our sponsor tonight. Yeah, and now I'm going to introduce our program director, Xantha Meyer.
Hello. Normally, we do have an MC that's coming. He's just stuck in traffic. He's way more entertaining than I am. But thank you so much for coming tonight. And I really want to say thank you for all the support in Parkway that we've gotten, especially from the Alumni Association. And also, almost every single person in here has helped us somehow, some way. So thank you very much. Tonight is brought to you by the Parkway Alumni Association, the Thomas Phelps Entrepreneurship Fund. And this is a quote that I read today by him that I really, really liked, and I think it really fits for tonight. And it says, good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. And we've all experienced some bad judgment in here, but that's part of learning. So thank you so much for coming. I would like to ask all our mentors and our friends of Spark that I meet with or call or advise or email to please stand up so we can recognize you, please. So there you go. Let's give a round of applause. I would also like to ask all the judges to stand up, and I would like all the judges to stand up. And let's give a round of applause. But more than that, I would like them to introduce themselves and tell us your connection to Parkway and why you're and how you're here. So thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer.
All right, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. My name's Jennifer Shamber, 1998 graduate of Parkway South, recent inductee to the Hall of Fame. So thank you to the Alumni Association for that honor. My family owns and operates Greenscape Gardens. We're a local garden center right in the Parkway district. One of our biggest things that I'm so proud of is our social impact marketing strategy that we built about 5 years ago that has totally changed the face of our business and how we do things, and we've created a national model for garden centers across the country when it comes to encouraging people to plant for pollinators and to increase their the health and wellness aspects of their gardens. So I'm going to pass it on here.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is Ryan Green. I'm with Brand Asset Management Group. I have no affiliation with Parkway. I went to Winsville High School. Please don't hold that against me because... Hey, all right. Good. But I've got a young little daughter who's 2.5 who, if everything goes according to plan, will eventually be probably in this program, hopefully. That's... it's about the time when she's 18, getting ready to go on that first date, which I know we're all looking forward to. But seriously, with no affiliation with Parkway, I am a good friend of Trent Phelps and consider it to be an honor that she invited me to come participate in this event today. And what a cool opportunity this is, and I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Emily Story. I am an alumni of Parkway Spark, and so I'm really excited to be here to be able to give back to Spark because it has done so much for me, and I hope you guys really appreciate the opportunity you guys have been given, and I'm excited to see how you guys have taken it further.
Hi, Paul Horstman, Horstman Brothers. We are a full-service landscape company in the St. Louis County area. My parents were both Parkway school teachers for many years. My brother and sister are both Parkway Hall of Famers. Proud to be here.
I'm Drew Schwartz. I'm a Parkway graduate. Went to Green Trails Elementary. And then I didn't graduate from middle school or high school, but no, I'm just joking. I went to Parkway Central also. Get to work with Parkway as a consultant and a speaker for different school districts and organizations around here. And I'm really excited because I believe the best ideas, the most intuitive people, the most creative people are probably under the age of 18, and they hold some of the answers to some of our biggest problems. So I'm excited to hear what we have today. So thank you for having me.
My name's Kristen Edwards. I'm a Parkway South graduate, and I work for Brown Smith Wallace, a CPA firm in St. Louis, and I am in the tax department. And we've been working with Spark for about a year and a half, just meetings with some of the businesses and trying to help them, starting their accounting and tax work as they got going. And I'm excited to see what they're going to bring today and how they've evolved in the last few months.
Thank you very much. It's so exciting when you've been a teacher for a long time because now your students are successful business people that actually can help run this program. So that's awesome. So thank you. We're going to go ahead and get started. I just want to take care of a couple of things. The bathrooms are back here to your right. We are going to have a break. So if you look at the actual program, there is a built-in break. The pitches are a hard 5 minutes, and we are timing this time. So last time we forgot, but we encourage you to tweet about us. So at Parkway Spark, and we would also like you to tweet at their company names, and they'll show you all that stuff. But we can use a hashtag pitch. So I think that'll work. Hashtag pitch. So Parkway Spark. So give us your opinions because we want to know what's happening. Yes, Allie. Okay, sorry. Hashtag show me pitch. Allie, you want to stand up? This is Allie Ladd. She's actually our intern that she's actually doing our social media. She's awesome because she has a full-time job in an advertising agency. And where's Tony? So Tony's in the back. I've never had, so technology's here helping us, and we just found out that we went to high school together. But we knew each other when we were friends, but we didn't recognize each other. So thank you, Tony, for helping us. And where's JJ? JJ is actually one of our lead mentors, and he's also videoing tonight, so which is awesome for us, so we can actually see our progression from the first 6 weeks. So thank you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to bring up. These are some of our logos, our companies. We have 16 companies currently. We have 29 student entrepreneurs. Some kids are here every day if they go to Central or West. Some kids are here every other day if they go to North and South, just based on their scheduling. So it's pretty intense to be a high school student and be part of a startup, isn't it, Emily? Okay, why? Because you have a life outside of Spark, which is hard. And you go to football practice and cheerleading and dance, and you have friends. And there's a lot of adult responsibilities that come along with this, because when they walk in these doors, this is their office place. It's a co-working space that's collaborative. So that's how they're treated. So for some of us, it's the first time that we've had these high expectations. So we've learned that from the overall process, it's about the growth mindset and the professional skills that we've gained. So we'd like to demonstrate a few of those tonight. All right, and we have a long list of mentors. These are people that are coming in at a regular time. I'm not going to list their names, but I think I've mentioned many times. We also have a list of over 400 people that we call friends of Spark that actually help advise and help us figure out the next level and the next step and connect us to other people. So we just want to say thank you. Let's give a round of applause. And we're ready to introduce the first team, FYT.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon Alberry.
I'm Jordan Doyle.
I'm Luke Bauer.
And we are FYT. FYT stands for For Your Team, and we are a promotional company built off the idea of turning the phrase school spirit into something more of a community rather than just a phrase passed around by teachers. Our goal is to turn everyday products to help increase participation as well as school spirit in students' everyday lives.
Where did you go to high school? The most fundamental question in all of St. Louis. I think I've been asked this question more times in high school than any other question. No matter where you went, what school it was, or when you graduated, the school spirit in St. Louis is insane. And at FYT, we see this void in the market, and we're exploiting it.
So where were we at the last time of the last pitch? FYT originally started as just me and Brandon, and we had no idea what we wanted to do. We just knew that we wanted to increase school spirit through our school, Parkway South.
Where are we today? At the time of the last pitch, I joined these two guys, and it was really exciting for me because I learned a lot of the management skills last year being a second-year Spark person, and they had a ton of passion and great creativity. So we teamed up, used their marketing and creativity skills and some of my management, and we make a great team.
Now, what some of you might be wondering is, what do we actually sell? Well, our first product was the FYT Patriot Shaker Bottle. We bought 100 units of this, and it was $400. This was a big risk for us because it does a lot of money for high schoolers. But in 3 days, we sold out and made more than double of what we paid. This was a huge success, as you can already tell, in terms of money. But our bigger success was on social media.
The social media at Parkway South blew up. Within 3 days, we were completely sold out of our product, and that was basically due to all social media. So what would happen is we would give our products to our customers, and they would put it all over Snapchat without us really asking. So it became a trend, and basically what they would do on Snapchat is they would put the most cool, interesting thing that really didn't have much to do with the bottle, but it was funny, and it was a trend, and it really tagged on.
So we saw this fad, and we saw the success we had within Parkway South. So we realized we had to do something else. So we had an idea one Friday night at a hockey game. Hockey games at Parkway South get pretty crazy, and every Friday night, there'll be about 100 to 200 kids in a game, and we'll have some kind of crazy theme. So here's a weird theme. We did helmets. I'm not sure why, but there's a picture of me and my friends in helmets. So we had an idea. Well, how could we turn this into a product for us? Our biggest rival is Rockwood Summit, and with this rivalry, we knew that we could have a ton of participation. So we made some T-shirts themed specifically for that game. And it was an awesome event, and we actually got them 2 days before the game and completely sold out in those 2 days.
And actually, Luke didn't go over this, but we actually ran into some controversy. We ordered the shirts exactly 2 weeks before the game, like he said, and they take about 2 weeks to deliver, and it ended up happening where they came in 3 days, and they were all use. So we had to negotiate with them, and we had to get our adult sizes, and they came in a day before the game.
So we realized that we can't just keep selling products to our friends at Parkway South. So we've created a plan to go throughout St. Louis. We're going to use Parkway South as our pilot school, and then go to other schools within the St. Louis area. We'll see what products work really well, we'll see how much of that product we should buy, and we'll see at what price we can sell it all through Parkway South. Then we'll connect with a person at another school, and we'll have them be our sales associate for them. So how would this work? Let's say that Johnny at Parkway Central decides he wants to sell some shaker bottles for Parkway Central. He would take a pre-order, he'd get all of his friends, and see how many pre-orders he could get. We'd hope he'd reach to right about 100. We would then design shaker bottles with the Central logo on it, and then he would sell and distribute these within 3 weeks. We would then give him 10% of our revenue, which would equal about $100. Now, this does cut from our revenue, but at the end of the day, it creates our market share, and it greatly expands that. So we think that if we can target multiple schools in the St. Louis area, we can really explode.
Now, if we were to win, our goal is to increase the inventory on the products that we already have, as well as make new products for our company, such as hats, beanies, and other female market-driven products, because that is where we are lacking. We are also looking for new mentorship as well as new manufacturing.
We want to thank you guys for all coming out tonight, and make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FYT Products. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm back. Okay, so I get the pleasure of introducing Drew. He's a mentor here at Spark. He is honestly the real MVP of Spark. He's always in here helping out everyone. He's really a really awesome guy, so we're pumped to have him.
Thanks for the nice introduction, Wes.
Thank you, Drew.
Thank you all, and welcome back to Spark. If anybody's curious, it currently takes an hour and a half to get from downtown St. Louis out to Chesterfield. So please excuse my tardiness, but I'd like to continue on with the program, and thank you, Wes, for the introduction, and FYT, Fight for Your Team. I'm sure they did a great job, and I'm glad I could catch the last minute. And we're ready for the next one?
So Carrie's gonna, oops, there we go.
Alrighty.
Hi, my name is Carrie, and I'm doing something a little different tonight. I've actually just started researching real estate about a month ago. So, ever since I was in elementary school, I moved around a lot, and I moved in like 5 different houses, and I thought it was so cool to go to the open houses and see like how open the houses are and how great they look. So I decided when I was that young that I thought real estate would be really cool to do. So some things that I've started working on is I've actually been to some events like Habitat for Humanity. They build houses for people in need that can't afford regular houses themselves. And I also went to a different event, and it was actually showing everybody how to flip houses and how to sell the house yourself without a real estate license. So I researched a lot about real estate license and how you have to take the exam to get into real estate and all these other things. And then I also decided to meet with a real estate agent, and she explained a lot of stuff about real estate, and she's really helpful, and her name's Holly Even. So some things that I've been running across is that, unfortunately, to get really into real estate, you have to be 18, because you have to take an exam to get your real estate license, but you have to be 18 to take that exam. And what I've heard is that it's really hard, and you have to really know your stuff to be able to actually be a real estate agent. So some goals I have in mind is to actually meet more with Holly Even and potentially go more into like residential real estate, see what that's all about, because she's a commercial real estate agent. And then sometime when I turn 18, hopefully, I want to be able to take the exam and get more into real estate and sell houses and things such. So the issue is that the classes are not very, they're pretty expensive. They start pretty much at $500 to take a class, but one of my biggest asks is actually for shadows, because I would really love to shadow more real estate agents on the commercial side and on residential side, and potentially maybe get more into like the different parts of real estate, like setting up the houses and stuff like that. And I also want to make more connections with people in the real estate area, and then I would love to have an internship to get into real estate and really continue. So I just want to thank everybody for coming in.
All right, from one real estate professional to another real estate professional. Only Connor's vision is working with real estate agents, helping them along. And we will bring up Flying Photo and Connor.
So, hi, my name is Connor Scherer, and I'd like to introduce to you my company, The Flying Photo, LLC. So, The Flying Photo is an all-inclusive aerial imaging drone company that fits a variety of needs. So to get into that, I'd like to start off with my first professional piece of work. So I was on Twitter, and I noticed that Parkway Schools was posting a lot of aerial content. And I wanted to know who was posting this for them, because I wanted to find out and possibly connect with that person. So I ended up sending them a direct message, and I found out after introducing myself and my business and my affiliations to Spark that it was Derek Duncan, and he is the professional digital media man for Parkway, and he ended up wanting to meet me at Spark and to possibly talk about negotiations with working out with Parkway. So what that turned into was I was able to go and cover the Parkway South High Senior Night football game and cover the ceremony live video feed to their Facebook webpage. Now, that was nice, but I also now have a great connection at Parkway as well. So let's go into my profit and loss statement. I currently have revenue of $300. I have expenses of initial investment of $2,700, some fees of $50, and miscellaneous of $250. That leaves me in a profit of red at $2,700, but I'm not worried about that because I've gained countless connections and real-world business experience. Now, and also, let's look at my projections. I am at the phase of my business where my website will be launching in the next couple of weeks, and that leaves me where I can market my business head-on. And I've conservatively estimated that I will be able to get 2 clients per week quoted at $125, and after 1 year, that leaves me with an annual gross revenue of $13,000. Now, if I factor in my expenses of a total investment of $3,000 and operating cost of $50 per week, that leaves me with a return on investment of 361%. Now let's take a few more looks at a few other professional pieces of work I've done. One was which I was first starting out with Greenscape Gardens. They were gracious enough to give me the opportunity to create a marketing video for them. After making this video, they were thrilled with it, and they will be putting it on their new website opening in 2017. Next, we have Jim Mole, a realtor. He's looking to stay ahead of the pack, and I was able to help him do this by creating an aerial marketing video for one of the homes that he is selling. He can now show this video to his client. And next is JJ Kirkpatrick, a creative video producer who had a client video where he was reshooting scenes to mimic scenes from the Hangover movie. I was able to create one of these scenes for him that he ended up putting in his final video. So, my journey with this business has also come with learning lessons. When I was first starting, I learned that I needed to take a test to be able to fly a drone commercially and for profit. So I was going in, the test was brand new, no one really knew what was on it. So searching online, I found out that mainly I thought I needed to know a few basic regulations regarding flying drones. Now, when I got there, the first question on the test was this graph, and it asked me, if an unmanned aerial vehicle weighs 33 pounds, what weight does it need to be able to support when flying in a 30-degree angle turn and maintaining altitude? You can kind of guess how the rest of that test went, but here's the thing. 14 days later, I studied a lot, and I was able to pass the test with a 90%. This showed me that I was really able to gain perseverance and grit to push through that. My next learning experience came with Deerbergs. The owner of 22 shopping centers that happened to host the Deerbergs was interested in aerial video. I was able to possibly work with him, so I sent him out quickly a video of what I could possibly do for his business and quoted him a price. Unfortunately, I failed to educate him on this, and he was not very enthused about it. So what I learned from this is that I really need to educate my consumer on the value of aerial video, and also I learned to not be discouraged when people turn me down. Next, I'm really excited to talk about 2 new mentors I've started working with, Jennifer and Nikki. Jennifer and Nikki work at Experience Labs, and they can help me with my business because they have connections to Monsanto, which will help me with agriculture. Also, they can help with strategic design. Now, my next steps. I am just a high school student in Parkway Spark trying to start my business. I learn as much as I can about real-world business applications every day, but if there's anyone in here who can help me learn how to better market myself, I'd be really very grateful to talk with you after this event. And lastly, I'd like to thank the judges and the audience for being here tonight. Thank you.
That's fantastic work, Connor. How many people out here in the crowd were here at our first pitch competition about a month ago? All right, so a very strong percentage. Just take a couple of seconds to think about what those pitches were when we first did those 3 months ago, and now the progress many of these students and companies have made in just a short amount of time. Connor went from an idea phase of I have a drone, people probably want pictures, but I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to do other than I can take pictures. And now it's blossomed into now 3, 4, 5 different angles. Is he going to help train people run their own drones? Is he going to do agriculture with Monsanto? Is he going to stay in real estate? Is he going to work with small business owners? That's really his decision to be made. But what the cool part and the interesting part is to see him go through that thought process and actually start finding clients that are actually willing to pay him money. And all along the way, picking up interesting business lessons and figuring out how exactly to fit in your space, your skill, your product into the marketplace, and then begin competing with companies that have been out on the market for 2, 3, 4 years. This is a really cool thing to see, and I think over the next 10 to 12 pitches, you're going to see more of that progression along the way. And further on with that progression, we're going to bring up Wes and Hayden with Extra T.
Hi, I'm Hayden Crandall.
I'm Wesley Morton, and this is Extraterrestrial Threads. We're an apparel company that uses space components and design, and we also feature an astronaut who's kind of stranded on the moon, just chilling, playing the ukulele.
Right. So I found this quote when doing a project for my history class, and it reads, "Astronomy compels the soul to look upward and leads us from this world to another." This was written by Plato in 342 BCE. And I kind of fell in love with this quote because it kind of shows that the sky is not the limit, that you can go past it and you can break through any barrier that you put your mind to.
So the way it kind of started was after our meeting, actually it was at Brown Smith Wallace, Hayden showed me a doodle that he made, which shows our logo. That's the first design of our logo. And he just showed it to me. I was like, that's a really cool photo. And then the next day, we were kind of stumped on our other ideas. So we were like, why don't we just start an apparel company? And we kind of built our brand and everything around this.
Right. So I always loved space. I always wanted to be that kid who was flying in space. I want to be stranded in outer space, floating around, doing whatever I want to do. And so I came up with all these ideas in my notebooks during math class when I probably should have been paying attention. But I really liked them, like the features like the astronaut who's riding an asteroid like a cowboy, or maybe an astronaut who's just drawing graffiti on that spaceship that crashed. And so using the quote, I kind of implemented them into my drawings, and I showed that the sky isn't the limit and that you can do whatever you want.
So whenever he first came to me with the drawing, we didn't know how to really transfer the drawing and digitize it. And then with Spark being a collaborative space, we came across our graphic designer. I was just walking behind Jordan Chervitz, who does the WldWlf Films. And I just saw him on Photoshop. I was like, hey, can you do this? And he said yes, and that's how we found our graphic designer.
Right, so now that we had the digitized logo in hand, we were able to start our social media promotion. And within a couple days on social media, we gained nearly 100 followers on Instagram and close to 50 followers on Twitter. And people were loving it. They loved our designs. They're like, when can we get it? When can we get it? When are the pre-orders coming? And we loved that. So we were able to start making our shirts. And our first shirt includes the American flag on the right arm, which is a component of most spacesuits, and we love that, so we wanted to add it to our shirts. And we also have our logo on the left breast.
So these are projected sales because we have not yet come to an agreement with a certain printer. But so far with the quotes we've got, we have $15 for our cost. And then we will then sell the shirts for $30 a piece, making a profit of $750, and our break-even point will be when we sell 25 shirts.
So what's next? With every shirt that we sell, we're going to be handing back customer feedback surveys. And these surveys are going to include stuff about whether they like the shirt, if they like the material, what they didn't like, what they want to see next from us. And with the money, if we win the competition, we will be creating more designs, printing more shirts, and hopefully increasing the product quality overall.
Thank you so much for coming out and supporting all the Spark companies. And please follow us on Instagram at Extraterrestrial Threads and on Twitter at EXT Threads.
All right, thank you, Extra T. Interesting to see how another clothing company comes into the Spark world. When you join a already competitive space within your own group, you have to come up with a pretty unique concept, and you can see that right away in their design, how they're going right to a space logo. They've already thought about patches on the shoulders, other ways to make them unique just within our own little world here. So great job on kicking a company off the ground on very short notice. And we're going to switch over now to Mr. Carlo Miller, who's going to take the stage next.
Hi, as he said, my name is Carlo Miller, and before I really start today, I'm going to bring up some numbers really quick that I found very interesting. About 15% of inner city youth in the United States claim to be in a gang. 67% of those youth say they knew someone that were in a gang. Out of those 67%, 45% said they knew someone that died. Half of those 45% were children. And when I saw this, I was shocked. I was confused. I was like, why is this happening? Why is no one doing anything about this? And I thought to myself, because there's really no role models in those communities. So I thought what I could do, I was like, hey, you know, I play football, athletics. I used to live there. So I had the idea to come up with a football training center. Why? I mean, there's a lot of high-quality training centers out there. So why me? Why would I do this? Because I'm in the area of my target market, which is, I'll get into that later, cheaper and longer than usual centers. I get more one-on-one connections with the kids because I know what they've been through. I know what's going on. Experienced and young coaches to where we have people that know what they're doing and people that also know what they're doing, but still some room to learn. CrossFit coaches and football players on staff. CrossFit is a workout. I don't know how to describe it, so workout place has gotten really big lately. Experience with handling injuries. We're not going to be the ambulance. We're not going to be the ER out there, but we know what to do when it comes to splints or something. And all I know is football, really. It's what I grew up around, started playing when I was in third grade. And it's basically really all I got. What's my target audience? Lower income households, not your dead broke, your poverty, but not your West County upper middle class like that. 7th to 8th grade students, so middle schoolers. Most likely male, but I mean females playing football now too. I'm not gonna judge anyone. And any kid that just wants to get better, honestly. Football, athletically, mentally, it doesn't matter. Just come out here to get better. Where's my location? My location would be a CrossFit gym in South City called CrossFit South City. Convenient. As you see here, it's a very nice open space, even an outdoor area right there. It would be every Saturday from 10 a.m., and hopefully I'd be starting in February. What would we be doing exactly? Your basic football drills, you know, you got your cones, you got your blocking shields, stuff like that. Your non-lifting workouts, so we don't require weights. A lot of controversy around that, so we don't want to get into all that stuff. Play football and have fun, basically. That's the only reason I play football. I like it. Have fun with it. What would the cost be? What would the revenue and profit? So basically here, I saw a quote and averaged it to about $275 for insurance monthly. And if I'm charging about $15 an hour, 20 people will be about $300. 300 times 4 would be a month. $1,200, profit would be $900. And even with 10 people, I'd still be making a profit of over $300. What would the money go to? First and foremost, insurance. Insurance, I mean, you can't really run a service like this without insurance. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Equipment, you know, your footballs, your blocking shields, your dummies, stuff like that, it's expensive. The rent to use facility, luckily my father's close friends with these people, so I can get a pretty cheap price for using it. And coach's payment for time. So what do I want from this? Why am I doing this today? Basically, I just want to speak with everyone I can. Anyone that can help, anyone that has advice for me, be awesome. To learn, obviously, to learn what I'm doing, what's going on, to learn from these experiences, and to gain customers and support. Honestly, if you support this, then come talk to me. Tell me about it. So, thank you for coming out tonight. What am I doing?
Thank you, Carlo. We teach all the entrepreneurs around here to have an ask when they're giving a presentation. It's a rarity that they have 50, 75, 80 people in the room that they have their square soul attention. And when you have that attention, it's good to actually get out what you need to progress. Well, here at Spark, we also have a few needs, and I hope to think that ours are almost an opportunity of needs. If you know anybody at Spark, you know how much they're getting out of it. You know what they go through. You see the progression. Hopefully you see it at the house of the things that they're interested in. Hopefully some conversations around the dinner table changes. And the really only ask that we have for everybody here is to go tell all your freshmen, sophomore, 8th graders, juniors that may be interested in a program of this caliber to come check us out. Come check us out. Come to one of the pinch events. Come to a day. Come see what we're interested in. Have them come meet with one of these students that's actually in Spark right now. Have them maybe do some mentoring to see if this is the right move for them for their senior year of high school. We even have a couple students here that have been around for 2 years. If they're interested in coming in as a junior, that is also an opportunity. What we really want is a whole bunch of students that are interested in being entrepreneurs. And that doesn't have to be business. Maybe they have their own skill or trade, and they want to take that skill or trade and become a business owner in that way. We're very passionate about it here. We'd like to see the program continue to grow and build. We're on year 3 now, and we would like to see the program continue years on end. And without further ado, we'll bring up our 2nd year Spark student, Mark Bursch.
Hello. Hello. My name is Mark Brish, and my company is Gold Gear Athletics. My story. This is my 2nd year in the Spark program, and over the past year, I have learned a lot of valuable business lessons. Unfortunately, though, I have not earned a lot of money. I came into the program with an idea to fabricate an aftermarket retrofit for a truck bed, but the idea was just too big for the amount of contact, connections, and work I was willing to do at the time. I made a total of $50 last year selling goggle stickers called Progos because I joined a friend's company, and that's basically how I made all the money. After failing another business in the beginning of this year with my 2 friends, I knew that I had to put my experience to use, and that's why I decided to start Gold Gear and start selling right away. So far, I have my logo. I am fully legal because I have an LLC. I've invested $1,000 of my own personal money into my business banking account. I have 12 pre-orders of the Gold Gear down jackets, which I'll talk about later. And I'm continuously learning about my target market, which I've narrowed down to strictly women because, frankly, that's where all the money's at. And women are willing to pay more money for clothing and brands that they most identify with. My own personal failures that I've started to realize are that I'm a solo guy. I like to work by myself, and I'm very easily discouraged. I am working on this, and I'm planning on adding another member to my team to share the workload. My original idea was to have a heating device sewn into each article of clothing. That technology is difficult to say the least, but I am learning more about it. Finance. So far, I have 12 pre-orders at $50 a piece of the down jackets. And I'm waiting until I get my 20th pre-order to order so I can get better bulk pricing. I can get them down to $25.50 a piece, which I'll have $1,000 from those pre-orders, making my return on investment 96%. Gold Gear jackets, Gold Gear down jackets are 100% nylon outer layer with ultralight down inside for extra warmth. They're kind of like a comfortable sleeping bag with sleeves. They're easily packable and machine washable, and they're the personal, cheaper version of North Face and Columbia. My short-term goals are for the rest of the month, I'd like to exceed that 20 pre-order limit, which I don't think it'll be that hard because of the upcoming holidays. By 60 days, I'd like to start selling leggings because my target market is just women, and that's very popular right now. By 90 days, I'd like to find another product to bring to the market to really establish Gold Gear as a brand. And my long-term goal is to bring innovation to the down jacket. Right now, the down jacket does a good job of insulating heat, but what I'd like to find a way to do is not only insulate heat, but generate heat in the jacket as well. And in the women's target market, there really isn't that in the market. If I were to win, I would use the money provided to further develop the design of this down jacket. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. One of the things that you see take place, even a short amount of time, are different changes. You hear cliches of failing fast, and that's sort of what it's encouraged to an extent. Go explore, go figure it out, figure out what doesn't work. If you were here for the first pitch competition, you probably saw 2 or 3 more companies that have since consolidated into some of the companies that have been more successful or had a little more traction at the time, or people just found that they were doing similar activities and decided to join forces for a more established firm. This is natural in business. If you saw some of the mentors here, I know here in the last 6 months that some of them have sold companies, bought companies, created different companies, merged companies. It's all part of the greater entrepreneurial landscape. If you hear the term serial entrepreneur, well, we have a little bit of that going on here. There's not quite as many dollar signs involved, and the risk, of course, isn't there, and that's more of the point. It's an opportunity for you to work with your friends, start a company, realize that maybe you and your friends running a company isn't the best mix. Maybe it's a better mix to find somebody who has a different skill set than you, so that you can consolidate those skill sets. It's an interesting process, and it's one that we really help try to foster and create. And next, for our next presenter, we'll have Caleb come up and talk about B-Cubed Media. Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you, Drew. And thank all you guys for coming out here tonight. I super appreciate it. Give yourself a round of applause. Give everybody that just went before me a round of applause because everybody was absolutely amazing. So my name's Caleb. I'm a sophomore at Parkway North, and I'm a nerd. And I own a company called B-Cubed Media. We provide quality web design and social media management solutions to small businesses to better help them connect and communicate with their target market online. I guess you could say I'm a nerdtrepreneur with a passion for web design, coffee, and ramen noodles. So what I do, when I tell people that I do web design, some people don't really understand it, and I get a bunch of weird looks, and I kind of want to solve that problem. So I design websites like this, write the copy for them like this, market those websites on social media, and then optimize those websites for search engines, basically creating a small business's entire web presence from scratch. But I do it differently. You see, B-Cubed Media has 2 big problems that we solve. Most small business owners have 2 issues with getting their website designed. 1, it's time-consuming, and 2, it's expensive. And B-Cubed Media solves both of those problems. On the time aspect, we have a customized information acquisition system to get everything we need from you with as little as 1 hour of your time required. On the money aspect, we offer financing plans so you can spread the cost of your website out across 12, 18, or even 24 months so that your business can get the website you truly need and not just the one you can afford up front. And because we're competitively priced, your business can experience as much as a 100% increase on return on investment without having to spend any more money and getting the exact same results. Now, I kind of wanted to break down my story with B-Cubed Media because it's truly interesting. So I'm going to go with where I was, where I am, and where I'm going. So where I was, as you can see here, this is what I started from. Absolutely nothing. I got my first computer at 2 years old, and from there, I was really fascinated. So I started my first company at 10. I wanted to fix computers and sell them out of my parents' basement, but that didn't really work out too well. So I moved on to bow ties. That didn't work out too well either. So I ended up at B-Cubed Media. But I had a dream. I had a dream to build a different type of web design company, something that was truly better than what everybody else was doing in the market. And I've since pursued that dream. I started with my first client, and after sending over 100 emails to different people I had never met before, I got my first meeting. I moved on to my second client, his neighbor, ironically, and I started doing work for them. And that really got me to where I am now. I had a few challenges, that with getting started, talking to the right people, and really landing my first client. But all these challenges have made me who I am today. So where I am right now.
Currently, I've landed contracts of over $6,750. I've built a massive social media following with over 2,000 followers on Twitter, over 600 LinkedIn connections, and a blog with over 100 articles. And to top it all off, I've had articles I've written published in places like Entrepreneur magazine. And I've overcome my challenges that I had initially by learning marketing and promotion, sales, asking for referrals, and truly meeting the right people, which is something that Spark has really allowed me to do. I just moved here 4 months ago, and I've experienced phenomenal growth since then, and I really appreciate it. But you know, I can talk to you all day about where I was, but I think where I'm going is the most important part. Right now, I have $15,000 in total open negotiations. These are from retainers and website negotiations that I have right now. My projections for next year are about $4,000 a month or $48,000 in total yearly sales. This might seem crazy, but the $15,000 in open negotiations I have right now were landed all within the last month, which makes this projection even more realistic. But how am I going to get there? How am I going to continue this phenomenal growth? 3 words. Digital presence management. This combines the small business's website, their social media accounts, and value-based marketing concepts to help them get the most results out of what they're doing online. Basically, we manage everything they're doing, from their social media, their website, Facebook advertising, search engine optimization, all of it. All for one simple monthly fee. I'd like to thank all my mentors. I promise if you're not on here, I thought of you. I just couldn't fit you on the slide. I love all of you. You've really gotten me to where I am today, and I'm super appreciative. And thank you guys really for sitting and listening to me for almost 5 minutes now. I know it's kind of boring, but I promise you this is going to be awesome. If there are any small business owners in the room, by the way, there's a break coming up. I want to talk to all of you because I want to increase your sales for next year, and I want to show you how I can do that. So come talk to me during the break. I really appreciate it, guys. One last thing. Remember, don't be square, be cubed. Thank you.
Well, I don't know who doesn't love Caleb's energy. He almost makes me sound like a Debbie Downer as our MC. Maybe I need to pick my own energy up for these fantastic entrepreneurs. But Caleb does a great thing. Great job. For those of you that actually work in professional services, that maybe started your own professional services firm, whatever that may be, your first sale of going to somebody and telling them that's a business owner that you can do something better than them is a really tough sell for your first time. Now imagine doing that as a 15-year-old, possibly taking an Uber cab to go meet them, and then selling them that you can do their website better than they're currently doing that. It's a lot of cojones, and much appreciated, and proud to see that. Also, I believe Caleb is our youngest entrepreneur of the group, so it's never too young to start. I believe he had B-Cubed money running even before us. So hopefully, with some of our expert and guidance, his sales will continue to thrive and continue onward. We have one last group here before we end the first session. Up next, we will have King Clothing, and we have Colin and Adam. You guys hit the stage.
Hi, I'm Colin Maxim.
I'm Adam Abu-Amer, and we are King Clothing, catering to the kings of society. So first, I'll start with our story. We're just 2 ordinary teenagers, and we really wanted to make clothing. We had a drive of this for years since we met. So we decided to start a company with one of the fellow Spark members called My Tumani, and we weren't really getting what we all wanted out of it. So we left and started King Clothing in September, and ever since then, we've just been designing clothing to represent a lifestyle. And that lifestyle has been going out, having fun with your friends, and making yourself feel like a king of society.
What we've attempted so far. So far, we've looked to get a bank account, logo, made over 20 designs, sell shirts, find new manufacturers, and get investments.
So some of the things that we've been successful with was first and foremost our logo. We were able to get 4 different versions of our logo, and they all look amazing to us, and we're so happy to have them. The second thing was investments. Now, we didn't get any outside investors, so we decided to throw in money ourselves and get a beginning capital of $600. After that, as soon as we started our designs, we had so much inside of us to let out with the designs, we were able to make over 40 designs. And then we ordered our first design called the King of the Free right there, and we're both wearing it. And we were able to sell all the shirts.
Opportunities to learn. So far, we have ordered our shirts online from Custom Ink, and frankly, we don't want to do that anymore. We want to find a new manufacturer in St. Louis that has better quality clothing for a cheaper price. Also, another problem we've had was getting our business bank account. We didn't realize all of the things we needed for that, and we want to come ready next time.
So as far as our finances goes, we started with 30 shirts, and they were about $14.50 to make each, and we sold them at $25. So after our first order being about $435, we got back in $750 from the shirts, and our ROI, return on investment, was about 110%.
How are we different? Well, one of the things that makes us different is that we are in our own target market. It's one of the coolest things because we get to see what our peers are thinking and what our opinions are, our peers' opinions. Some of the other cool things is that our peers want to design for us, so we get to have that and all kinds of new fresh opinions. Also, we live the lifestyle that we are projecting. We are kings.
So some of the lessons that we've learned since September when starting this company is that we have to know our bank requirements to open our accounts. That's been getting on our way a lot. We have to actually visit the manufacturer so we can feel the shirts, make sure that they're good quality, because we don't want to sell what we wouldn't wear. We have to do more market research to make sure what we're selling is things that everyone wants, that everyone would like to be seen in. We also have to make sure that we get all of our legal documents filed first so we run into no legal trouble. And we want to network more within the industry so we know where to get the quickest manufacturers and how to get our designs done the best way.
What we look to forward in the future, we are looking to design the boys basketball varsity shirts, their pregame shirts, and we're also looking into designing for my Latin class. They asked if I could design them a shirt. Also sell just Parkway North Spirit clothing. We're also looking for a website. That is a big thing because we want to be able to sell online. Also getting into social media, that's one of the biggest things because that's what teenagers use, social media.
All right, so our goals in the next 30 days are just to release another new design and find a new investor to help us get more sales. The 60 days goals are to sell out of the new design, start selling online, and have all of our legal documents finished. For 90 days, we would like to have at least 3 to 4 designs on the market, and then long term, in the next 3 to 5 years, we want to have multiple shipping methods because that's a problem we've been dealing with, and have new products available.
Thank you for coming tonight. I want to thank the judges, and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, King Clothing Store, and at King Clothing 7. Also, you could email us, kingclothingstore@gmail.com.
All right, thank you. My name's Leah McCoy. I'm the executive director of the Parkway Alumni Association. I'm also a proud graduate of Parkway West. Yay. And so the Parkway Alumni Association, our mission is to encourage communication among alumni and to foster programs that serve and support the Parkway community. So we do a lot of work with alumni. We help with reunions. We host networking events with the business community here in St. Louis. We actually have a networking event here at Spark on January 12th. From 7:30 to 9 in the morning for our local business community, Parkway grads, and community members to meet with the Spark students and give the Spark students here an opportunity to network. We also have the Granting Dreams program for students where any student, K through 12, can apply for a grant, tell us what their dream is, and we fund those grants up to $250. And thanks to Trent Phelps, who's here today, and her generous support. 2 years ago, we were able to start the Thomas Phelps Fund for Entrepreneurship, which helps fund grants up to $1,000 for high school students who are interested in pursuing dreams in entrepreneurship. It also helps us fund programs like this one tonight, and these amazing students who are here running some really interesting companies. I think You guys are all very inspiring. So thank you, Trent. And then we also help sponsor other innovative programs in the district. We fund the Teacher of the Year Awards and an award for new teachers here in Parkway. So we're excited. We're happy to be a part of the Parkway community. Thank you for letting us be a part of this program tonight, and thank you, Trent. I want to introduce Mimi Holder. She's the president of our board, just to say a couple words as well.
Thank you. Just really briefly, yes, I am a Parkway grad, Parkway Central 79, so I'm really thankful for that. It's really done great things for me in my life and so far. Just wanted to reiterate the thanks, first of all, to the students for the passion and the grit and the dedication and the diligence for all that you're doing. And also, though, too, for the parents, because I know it doesn't happen all on their own. I know that there's a lot of partnership in that, as well as the judges and the mentors that are here this evening, and definitely the Parkway School District for the wonderful partnership that the Alumni Association holds with them, and just everyone for making this so exciting tonight. So let's go again.
Thank you very much. And for those students, I hope you are listening closely. I think we have talked about ROI more than you've ever want to know. And if there's a way to get a $1,000 grant, that's probably a really good potential ROI for your potential college career. So maybe dive into that one. And to start our second half of the program, we're going to have Isaac take the stage. Isaac, you're on.
Hello, I'm Isaac Swigart, and my business is Swigart Direct. So, Swigart Direct is an online third-party selling business. Thank you. I'm Isaac Swigart, and my business is Swigart Direct. Third-party selling, and I'm an online third-party selling business. For those of you that don't know, third-party selling is a business transaction involving a buyer, a seller, and a third party, as the name implies. I'm that third party. I'm basically a middleman between the two. So what do? Take, for example, you say you have a chair, and you wanted me to sell this chair for you. What I would do is I would research your specific chair and other chairs in the market, and I would see a general pricing and where these chairs are selling and how much they're selling for. Then I would come in and take quality pictures of your chair and post it to the sites I believe it would sell best on and for a good price so that you could get the most amount of money. Then once it sells, I get a percentage of the profits, and then you get the rest of the proceeds. So I started this all off with belts. Why belts, you ask? Because we all have pants. Therefore, we need belts. And also, I was encouraged by one of our mentors, Russ Traeger, to start belts because at any given time, people are wanting to buy belts. This really allowed me to gain experience and learn about the online selling industry. I learned how to make my listings and post items and pictures. So this opened an opportunity for me to sell for other companies in Spark. I started working with teams such as For Your Team and Avion to sell their products through my online services. This allowed them to get exposure and sales that they couldn't have any other way, and it allowed me to gain more experience. Then, just recently, I was opened up a great opportunity by one of our mentors, Kent Sheen, to sell some of the products for his business, GKN Aerospace. GKN is an aerospace business, and they make airplane parts for airplanes and aviation all around the country. So what they have is an abundance of measurement tools, over 1,000 of these items valued at $25 all the way to $1,000. And he's given me the opportunity to sell these tools, such as this one in the picture, through my online selling businesses. Along the way, I've had many obstacles. One of my major obstacles was my contract. In the beginning, I tried to make my own contract, and I sat down and I wrote one out. And I found out pretty quick, I'm not a lawyer. And so I went online and I looked through other contracts, and I looked through contracts from Amazon, from eBay, and just general service agreements, and I merged them all together to form the contract that I have today. Another big obstacle I had was selling my first products. I had no idea what I was doing. I had never sold online before, and I didn't know how to take pictures or what listings to use to make the items sell. So I learned from online and just from other mentors, and eventually I sold up to 5 belts and made $50. I have a lot of room to expand in the future, and with your investment tonight, I would buy a light box so that I can take more quality pictures of even bigger items. Also, I would like to explore future partnerships and even invest in an inventory of my own to sustain the business between bigger deals. So, if you invest in me today, I'll sell for you tomorrow.
All right, great job, Isaac. And that happens to be our first company within the organization. We have 5 or 6 companies here that are selling product, and you notice that most of those companies have 1 or 2 people in them. It's really hard to operate an entire company that can do everything nuts and bolts all the way up just as yourself with 2 people. So what you do with any other business, you start outsourcing. So now we have our first outsourcer within Spark. Congratulations, Isaac. All right, up next, we have the Broskies.
If you guys aren't familiar with that song, it's the theme song of the famous wrestler John Cena. He's big, bad, bold, and just like us, he's profitable. We are Broskies. My name's Ethan Ortman. I'm the CEO, and I'm here to tell you guys our story. We've been best friends since 6th grade, and we came up with the idea for Broskies over the summer, and the 3 of us knew it would be a perfect fit. What we do is we create the most righteous products known to man. Our products turn guys like these into guys like these. The first product that we released was a sunglass strap called the Liberators. The Liberators are made out of high-quality neoprene and have designs printed on with silkscreen printing. We knew we couldn't go wrong with a patriotic theme, so we chose red on white and emphasized the fact that they were made in America. The result was something that we were proud to sell and use ourselves. We ended up building a culture around Broskies. Friends, family members, and even people that we didn't know wanted to buy them. With success like that, we wanted to keep going. We thought, why not add a tool to the strap and bring more functionality into it? So we contacted a company called WaterJet Tech. We got some prototypes made, but quickly realized that it's not safe to have a sharp object near someone's neck, so we hit a brick wall. We pivoted, realized, hey, this could be a golf tool. So we went to a golf course. They said they loved the idea, but since the golf season is ending, we should come back and talk to them again in the spring.
I'm Zach McCall, CMO, Let's Talk Marketing. So our target market is young adults, ages 16 to 25, and since we're a part of that market, it's the one that we know the best. So the way that we spread our brand the most is through social media, and what we do is we post fun pictures of us and the customers using the product, which can range from climbing trees in the forest to building monster sandcastles on the beach. And our social media accounts combined have 10,000 impressions and counting, which means that 10,000 people have gone to our account and scrolled through our posts.
All right, so my name is Josh Mnieko, and I'm the CFO of Broskies. Okay, so for our first order, we had 50 units, and then we bought them for $285 each. We were able to sell them at $10 a piece, raking in $7.15 in profit per sunglass strap sold. And then our goal by November was to sell all 50 units, which we were able to do, raking in just under $400 in sales. And Potosi Lumber Company here. Oh, I skipped. Okay, so the Potosi Lumber Company here. Okay, so it was out of order, so I'm gonna go here. Okay, so we in the springtime of 2017, we plan to release a product that is similar to cornhole, a little different, but a whole lot better, because we're able to provide our customers with a fun way, a fun thing to do while they're wearing our sunglass straps. And we've been through 6 different prototypes for this, but we're really trying to work on a working model for this. And then with the investment tonight, we'll really be able to speed up the prototype process. The Potosi Lumber Company here is the company we've chosen for the materials, wood, along with some metal stuff as well, for the new product. And we chose this because it has the lowest prices for the quantity of wood that we're looking for. And then with the new product here, the profit margins are really, really great. So if we keep the cost per unit around $25 and sell them for $100 each, we're able to rake in $75 of profit, which is 300% of the return in investment here.
So just to add on to that, if you guys choose to invest in us tonight, you're not just investing in sunglass straps or a game of cornhole. You're investing in the future of our company and this community. Thank you guys for coming out, and we hope you all have a good night.
Good one. All right, thank you, Broskies. I am also the proud owner of a Broski strap, but I guess I didn't quite make the Target demo since I'm over 25. But I did actually just wear those to Florida last week and got a few compliments in the retirement village that we were frequenting. So they work. They maybe stayed out a little bit. So good job on that. Hopefully you guys expand and continue to expand well. And I'm going to bring up another 2-year Spark individual here shortly. But I wanted to touch on the fact that what makes a second-year Spark entrepreneur different is the life cycle going through this. In September, when you make your first pitch, the nerves are on fire. Everyone's very nervous. It's their first time in front of their parents on a stage with a microphone, with a slide deck, never having presented. And then you get to December, and everyone's excited. They've put in a lot of hard work. They're more confident. They're ready. And then if you expedite that a whole year further, then hopefully you end up like Luke Bauer.
I'm back again for a third time. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about my Spark experience. Like Drew said, this is my second year in Spark, and Spark has really been like the defining thing in my high school career. I've always loved to talk ever since I was a really young kid. I really always loved to talk, and I love to do things, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do until I came into high school. And my sister actually got to be in the Spark program its first year, and after seeing her, I saw how much she had learned in just a year at Spark, and I knew it was the right decision for me. So me and Wesley joined Spark together with a bunch of really dumb ideas and a lot of passion. Okay, they weren't that dumb. All right, they're all right. And when I came into Spark, I really had no idea what I was doing, so I took the passion that I had for everything, and I made a lot of mistakes. And I think that Wesley and I would both say we ran a previous company, Freed, last year and the year part into this year, and we made a lot of mistakes through that. But now that I've started a second company, I've used those mistakes as lessons learned, and I know the steps I have to take to get to a certain place. And that's just a small part. And I'm so excited to see in my life what the benefits of Spark are, and I know they're going to be so big. A couple weeks ago, I was at a networking event at Drake University up in Des Moines, Iowa, and I felt so comfortable. I wasn't that much better than anyone else at anything, but I felt so much more comfortable just because I had been in a room before, I'd stood up on a stage, I had talked to adults. And I think that's the best experience that Spark that can give you. So I urge you, if there's anyone you know who's anywhere under junior year or maybe even sophomore year like Caleb, like whatever happens, urge them to do Spark. It is the best experience that I've ever had at school. And then secondly, I just want to, on behalf of all the Spark students ever, want to thank Xantha because she does so much for Spark and doesn't get a ton of recognition, but she's the reason for all of our success. So now I'm going to introduce Rachel with KP Care.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and my product is KP Care. When I was about 8 years old, I started to develop small red bumps on my arms and face. Kids would pick on me to the point where I didn't want to wear shirts that show off my arms very much. For the longest time, my family didn't know what I had, and then I went to a doctor, and he diagnosed me with keratosis pilaris. He prescribed me a cream, but I didn't like the way it made my skin feel sticky. So then I looked into my own options, and particularly natural. The clicker doesn't like me. Keratosis pilaris is a harmless skin condition that causes small red bumps that can appear on your arms, face, and legs, and it leaves your skin with a rough sandpaper feel. Keratosis pilaris affects 80% of adolescents, but often goes undiagnosed, and 40% of adults. All current treatments are either expensive, have harsh chemicals, or not completely all natural, or only available through prescription. KP Care is a two-part skincare system for those that provide. KP Care is a two-part skincare system for $18 and provides gentle, natural skincare for those with dry skin and keratosis pilaris. At first, I thought that my product only worked for those with keratosis pilaris, but as I continued, I learned that it also works really well if you just have seasonal dry skin. The first part of my product is a scrub, which helps your moisturizer penetrate deeper. And then my second step is an oil-based moisturizer that helps leave your skin glowing and healthy. You may be wondering how I came up with this. I already knew how to make a basic scrub and added essential oils for more benefits. And then for a moisturizer, I was using a scrub. I was using coconut oil, but then I realized that was a little bit heavy, so I added other oils to help lighten it up. Here are a couple pictures of my process. The first thing I like to do is kind of set everything out and make an assembly line of sorts, and then I mix and melt all the ingredients and then package them. I've come a long way. My first prototype in August, I was simply using mailing labels and then dollar store containers. And then in November, I was still using the same containers, but I had new labels, which made my products look a lot more professional. And then the one on the bottom is my latest prototype. I'm now buying my containers from a wholesaler, and my labels are now easier to read and more aesthetically pleasing. Some strengths to my product is that my products are 100% handmade, like I said before, or that I showed you. And so this way you know exactly what's going into your product, and it's also inexpensive. A weakness is that that certain people are allergic to things in my product, but I do have a caution or a disclaimer on my product for that. KP affects 200,000 people per year in the United States, ages 6 to 40. The US skincare market is valued at about $3 billion, and then the US natural personal care industry is valued at about $9 billion. I'm currently selling on Etsy, and I'm talking to Soulard Market and Kirkwood Farmers Market about vendorship. Here are my competitors. On the top is my product, which I sell for $18, and you get not one, but two products. And below, you can see that both of the products are over $30, and they might have natural ingredients, but as you look at the labels, you will see that they're not completely natural. Here's my profit projection. As you can see, I only have to sell 2 products to start turning a profit, which I have done already. Some accomplishments I have is that the KP Care Instagram account reached 200 followers. My products are currently being used by the Prosper CEO, Jennifer Elin. I was a finalist in the SLU Teen Escalator Pitch Competition, and we have a new line of seasonal soaps to help gain capital. Here's where you come in. If I were to win the money, I would use it for manufacturing. I would also use it for research and development. I recently learned that to make my product the best, that I need a formulation chemist. I would also use it for marketing to help my product stand out, and of course, any knowledge you guys have. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel, and also thank you, Luke. If you're going to school in and around the St. Louis area, you may be needed for future emceeing events. Maybe I'll be out of a job. Thanks, Rachel. Very interesting. Somebody that's taken a little bit different approach. You see a lot of services and products being offered, and to have somebody really actually create something out of nothing is a whole different approach and a very difficult process. And if you go talk to Rachel about a lot of the landmines that she's had to avoid and hurdles that she's had to cross, they are completely different than everybody else here, and it's very it's unique to see her go across those and reach and accomplish her own goals. Up next, we have the hat company, Tidal Wave. You may remember them from the first round, and now we're on to their second rendition of the Tidal Wave hat. Come out and show your guys' new hats, Tidal Wave.
Hello, my name is Johnny Woklenski, CMO and founder.
Hello, my name is Tyler Matowski, Vice President, CFO.
My name is Logan Williams. I'm the COO, and we are
Tidal Wave Hats.
So how it all began? Well, ever since I was a kid, I had the passion to be an entrepreneur and a leader. And it started with simple things as lemonade stands, restaurants, and even a company to sell my own brother, as you can see right there. But a lot of these companies only lasted for 1 to 2 weeks. But Tidal Wave was so much more, and it was so much different. I had the passion, I had the drive, and I had the ambition. What all started with 25 blank hats and a piece of rickrack from my mom's sewing kit turned into so much more. Now looking back and I see the growth and progress we've made, it's really humbling, and it really shows me that you're never too young and you're never too old to follow your passions and dreams.
So when we walked into Spark our first time, we sold around 40 hats. Now we've sold a total of 140 hats, which has brought around $1,600 profit. And we launched our second line, our third line, the beanie. Is this on? Okay, can you hear me? Okay, sorry. So we launched our beanie, which already has 20 pre-orders, which is an additional $200 profit. And with our social media and our website, we plan to do around 200 hats per month, which is $38,400 per year. Our progress. So besides our LLC, our bank account, and our fictitious name, we have expanded our company. It started off with Johnny, then I came in, and we have a few business people, and then we added our COO, Logan Williams. So Johnny and I used to argue all the time about the dumbest things. We used to yell back and forth, and it was atrocious. So now we started to sit down with a 15-minute timer, and after that 15 minutes is done, we come up with a decision. And it's been so much more relieving, and it's just way better. And for the past few weeks, we've worked with a few mentors to develop our story. It's crucial for a business to have a story, and ours is the perseverance and passion. And we want all of our customers to embody our story and just ride the wave. And a few weeks ago, we launched our website. We've had quite a few online sales, and we hope to use our website more in the future.
So with all that progress, how do we really want to move forward? At Tidal Wave, we really want to focus on being goal-oriented and supporting ourselves. So what we really want to focus on coming up is boutique sales. Our brand, since we're relatively small right now, really feels like we can push ahead and make strong sales in the boutiques. So in light of that, we have 2 main brag reports right now. So far, one of our salesmen has moved in or talked to a boutique in Tampa Bay, who we're discussing right now when to send a shipment of hats to. And also, we're talking with one in LA currently right now who wants to push a 200 hat order just in the first order. Like Tyler said earlier, we have 2 new hat lines launching very soon. Right now, our beanies, we're taking pre-orders, which are in the back for the cold season. And we also, our original best-selling version 1, like Johnny's wearing here, we're about to bring those out again, but even better this time because we're making it all embroidered, all handcrafted here locally. A big thing we want to focus on, too, is our social media movement. In today's world, social media is so popular, and with people who, especially who we're selling to, social media is a huge key. With us and our goal, we really want to empower and be behind our customers and sticking with their passions and following through with what they do. So we really want to come up with our own hashtag #RideTheWave, post different kinds of promotional gear, also inspirational quotes and pictures to go along with our movement and how we want to push our customers into following their own passions and dreams. So following Johnny and how he used his passion to come through and build Tidal Wave, that's what we want to do for our customers, and that's what we want our hats to embody. We want our hats to empower all of our customers, help them to follow their passions and dreams, keep going, get bigger, and really ride the wave. We thank you guys for coming out. Come talk to us in the back, buy some hats.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Tidal Wave. So it sounds like if anybody out there is the proud owner of a version 1 Tidal Wave hat, those could be very quickly becoming collector's items. So hold on to them for all they're worth. Not only that, but I can guarantee you they made the hat on a sewing machine right over there. And if none of you caught that, at one point there was a FaceTime with his grandma to fix one of the issues with the sewing machine. Some people go to YouTube, some people call their grandma. Yeah, we like the ingenuity they have here. All right, we're going to move on from Tidal Wave. They did great, well on their way to something special, I think. Up next, we will have Avion Socks. Avion Socks, if you'd like to make your way towards the front of the stage.
Hello, my name is Graham Wells.
I'm DJ Pooji, and we are Avion, a new flight plan. We took off September 2016 as an aviation-themed brand selling customized, artistic, fashionable socks.
Since then, Avion has rerouted. As the socks were worn and noticed, we began to receive requests from other businesses for custom printing. We recognize this opportunity as a much larger entrepreneurial venture than printing solely Avion products. Avion has decided to go with this pivot. Avion Printing will offer local access to St. Louis-based businesses, a better value, a cost comparison to known competitors such as Custom Ink, shows that we will be able to offer an up to 80% discount. Avion's designing will be more personal. The ideas won't be lost in translation compared to companies who outsource all of their production. We will be interactive and accessible. Our customers will have access to us on a near daily basis. And we as the printers will be able to offer design input. Two types of printing have been researched in depth: block printing and screen printing. Block printing was chosen as the initial method of production on Avion socks because it is inexpensive and easy to approach. It offers personality, uniqueness with an artistic flair. With block printing, each design comes out with crispness and quality, but differs subtly with each application. That is what makes block printing one of a kind. However, there are drawbacks of block printing: the toxic fumes, tedious printing, and prolonged drying time. Screen printing will be initiated next. The advantages of screen printing are that it is efficient, it can be done rapidly in bulk orders, the designs are consistent, and it utilizes non-toxic water-based ink which dries much quicker. The cons to screen printing are the preparation. The more complex preparation, there's an increased expense and learning curve. So if Avion were to win the prize money tonight, we would spend $250 of that immediately on a press for screen printing and other screen printing supplies.
We've made $120 in net profit from selling socks in the last 2 weeks of November, which proved to be our quickest sales rate to date. We've also established an apprenticeship with By the People, a local artisan who has ample experience with block printing as well as other forms. We meet with him on a weekly basis to sharpen our skills and learn more. In addition, we have an outside partnership with screen printers that are local here in St. Louis, and we signed our first contract with Tidal Wave hats, effective as of December 1st. We have a couple stops to make on the trip, though. Our short 1 month goal will be to sell out of our sock inventory, which will yield $700 in net profit. Our intermediate 3 month goals would be to fulfill 5 printing contracts and expand our Avion apparel brand. And our long-term 6 month goals would be to fulfill 12 printing contracts and reach 1,000 followers on Instagram, which is the social media platform that reflects us best.
Here at Avion, we pride ourselves in the ability to adapt to changes in flight plans. We have had turbulence, reroutes, and pivots needed to be made, but we have not crashed and we have not returned to the starting point. Thank you. take flight.
All right, thank you, Avion. Well, we will divert our attention now onward to WldWlf Films. Jordan's going to be passing it out, and hopefully WldWlf Films will show us what high-end production quality really looks like.
Thank you. All right, hi everybody. My name is Jordan Shervitz, creator of WldWlf Films, a film production company dedicated to giving individuals and businesses a way to creatively tell their story visually through unique video production. Now, making videos has always come naturally to me, but I underestimated the art of actually working with clients. Today, I think my skills in customer service are a lot farther than they were when I began. Besides benefiting myself, my creations have now benefited dozens of people across our community. I realized after working with so many different clients to help them tell their stories that this product is actually a priceless, lifelong impression on the people that we help. And that's what WldWlf Films is here for. So this past year, we've been working really hard. We got our LLC finally, explored our branding assets, got our bank account, finished 11 client projects, joined Twitter, and have been working behind the scenes with B-Cubed Media to develop our website, which we're really excited about. Now, we've essentially built a system to generate enormous value for our clients and convert that into a dollar amount for WldWlf. Here are the results we've been able to achieve so far by sticking to our system. We've been overbooked with projects, and here are some of our recent ones. The way our financial model works is that some of this revenue turns into profit, while we strategically reinvest the rest of it back into WldWlf to increase the quality of our product. Now, I've been executing this reinvestment plan throughout the duration of our company to increase earning and decrease spending. Recently, we've been spending partial amounts of our revenue to put it back into the company and gather the final couple pieces of high-quality gear that we need, but we're pretty much ready to move into the final, most profitable phase for the company. Now, the good thing about our expenses is that most of them are one-time costs, such as my camera and a stabilizer for it. These are going to last me for years, and the more tools that I have in my arsenal, the higher quality I can produce, the more I can charge, the more I can reinvest back into the business, and then repeat the cycle. So we also currently don't have a need to invest in marketing costs because our calendar stays overbooked as it is, and the nature of our work has clients sharing our work all over social media. It's really great. We'll be reassessing over time to decide when we need to go down a marketing route. So like I said before, WldWlf's commercial projects have given me numerous opportunities to expand on my real-world professionalism skills. And an example of this is a misunderstanding I had with one of my clients. It caused him to send me a very confrontational email that honestly scared me a lot. And I was getting ready to respond back and defend my honor and tell him why I was right. But instead, I refrained from that and reached out to my mentor, J.J. Kirkpatrick. And he showed me that it was a lot better to respond lightly and put the argument and frame the argument in terms of what the client wants instead of terms of what I want. And by doing this, I was able to actually receive a second chance from this very angry client. And when we wrapped up the project, he was so satisfied that he submitted a handwritten thank you note. So these are really good skills to have. WldWlf is a two-wolf pack. This means there's two divisions to my company. There's the business side and the artistic side. All great filmmakers have a company that they release their products under, their films under. And just like with the business side of WldWlf, I want to be getting my feet wet with these artistic experiences. There's a path that all great storytellers are going to take, and that's what part 2 of WldWlf is about. So it's set up as a vehicle for me to make artistic films and build my portfolio, knowing that the long-term revenue for these comes down the road. As a creator, I'm heading on a journey that a lot of people think is impossible. It's really hard to make it big in the movie industry. There are no shortcuts. But by building a unique artistic side into my film company now, we're taking that journey step by step. I want to start telling my own stories today. My real dream is actually to inspire people with the videos that I create. And to do that, I need to start making a lot of videos and learning from a lot of mistakes. I also pride myself in coming up with ideas that nobody has ever done before, like a snowman who fights the sun, and making that visually real and exciting to watch. So because of this, I think it's time to switch gears for my production company to focus on these original productions for a little bit that we want to share with the world. For example, here's some on-location test shots for a short film that we're currently working on that we plan to release into a film festival this December 31st called Afterworld. The prize of the festival is $4,000. So by submitting our work to these contests and festivals, not only are we making stuff that we're passionate about, but we can actually use it to make up for the revenue that we would be missing out on by not accepting as many clients while we work on these original productions. The exposure that we would gain also is essentially free marketing for WldWlf. So a critical aspect for growing and maintaining both aspects, or both branches of WldWlf, is independent contractors. Now, if I was to win the prize money, I would use it to start subcontracting WldWlf client work to a team of artists and technicians that we could build to dramatically grow the value and the income generated on the WldWlf client side. This would give me the time and funding to scale the original side myself, and the whole company could grow drastically. So I want to thank you guys for letting me stand up here and talk about my dreams and my plans to achieve them, and I hope that I inspired at least one of you in that audience to try to unleash your inner wild wolf. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. Well, Jordan has a problem most of us don't have. He has too many clients. That's kind of cool. A lot of people here, you hear a lot of these companies talking about marketing, getting their word out, getting their first sale. Well, eventually, once you run a company long enough, you hit max capacity, which is a nice thing, sort of, until you realize you've had a lackluster process management system. And then you have to go through the painful yet rewarding task of figuring out, how do we actually make this business scalable? How do we take this process, this progress that we made, what our company does, and be able to replicate that much quicker in order to serve more clients? So it's really fun to see a company hit that point here in Spark. Very cool. Plus, I always love hearing your stories about being an account rep, because a lot of my friends are account reps, and everyone lives dealing with clients. It's part of the process. It's a lifelong skill all of us will have. Almost probably everybody in this room will be an account executive in some way, shape, or form during their career. So it's really great to get those experiences right out of the way. That's what we're all here about. And finally, here next, we'll have another student-led organization, S2S. You guys are up.
So it all started with Tanner J., a master saxophone player. Now this summer, Tanner needed to make money fast, so naturally, he applied for a minimum wage job because what else is he gonna do? He's a high schooler. We work unenjoyable jobs for minimum wage, right? Well, not anymore. Hi, we are S2S, and standing for Student to Student, and our mission is to provide high school students with a well-paying job that is also enjoyable. My name is Addison Caldwell, and to my left is my fellow co-founder, Joe Roseman. We also have another fellow co-founder, Nick Graham, who couldn't make it tonight. S2S hires high schoolers to teach private lessons in extracurricular activities like art, music, and sports to younger kids in their community, to help kids like these grow up to be amazing artists, musicians, and players.
Before, kids lost motivation and focus working with unrelatable adults. With S2S, kids are kept excited and engaged working with cool kids in their high school community. This is Daniel Loney, our basketball and baseball instructor, working with Owen Ulmer.
Right now, we are solely focused on starting in the Parkway School District and creating meaningful connections in the Parkway community. We're different from other companies that hire high schoolers because we pay very well, and on top of that, offer incentivizing opportunities by paying our instructors more for going above and beyond. We are also very flexible, handle all facilitative work, so all our instructors need to worry about is teaching, and offer a platform for them to explore their passions and gain valuable job experience.
We're different for our clients because we charge less than professionals. We hire quality high schoolers through our interviewing system and referral system within high schools. We're convenient, bringing our instructors to our clients, and we're community-based. So a day in the life. If you're a client applying to wanting to fill a slot for S2S, you go to our Facebook and our calendar, you choose a slot that you want to book, and you select it. We're going to send you some first-time legal forms, and once those are done, then we'll send you a PayPal invoice.
All right, we reach our clients through social media, through print ads, and through in-person meetings where we will demonstrate the fun and benefits of choosing S2S. We'll reach our high schoolers through social media and recommendations of teachers of their school districts of students they feel most fit.
All right, so our pricing structure is fairly simple. We charge a flat rate of $30 an hour for sports lessons, $35 an hour for art and music lessons, as well as some additional costs for every additional student that's added to a lesson. S2S takes 33% of every transaction, yielding good profit margins and potential for quick growth at $10 an hour. So our results so far. We've had 8 lessons, 5 of which were trial lessons and 3 of which were repeat lessons with a previous client. 12 people have applied to S2S, 7 of which we've hired. We've made a total of $110 in gross revenue and $34 in profit, and just under $400 in total capital. Right here you see Hannah Bazoo, our golf instructor. She is a prime example of why S2S works. She was referred to us by a staff member at her high school as being capable of teaching her skill with poise, and since then has helped us book 3 repeat lessons, which will be continued in the spring. Hannah has made $71 in just 4 hours of work.
So we've encountered a lot of learning experiences, but we've also made a lot of progress, like obtaining our DBA, LLC, domain, tax ID, writing our operating agreement, opening a small business bank account, scheduling some test lessons, hiring instructors, and generating some revenue. By the end of the school year, we intend to have a working website, understand the Parkway School District, and be able to replicate and scale our business into other school districts. Our goals for the end of 6 years is to be operating in 4 more states and to have a permanent website in use.
With our current cost structure, we project that at the end of 1 year at 25 lessons at 25 lessons a week, we'll have a gross revenue of $41,000 and a net profit of $14,000. Our 6-year goal is to be at 500 lessons a week, which will bring us a gross revenue of $833,000 and $253 in profit. Now, our stretch goal is 1,000 lessons, and if we're able to reach that, then we will be at $1.66 million in revenue and just over $500,000 in profit. If we win the pitch competition tonight, we will put all of the money, as well as our previously raised capital, toward a more professional and permanent website to ease and make more convenient the process for our clients.
Thank you so much for your time.
Remember to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and if you have any questions, contact us after the pitch. We're open to talking.
Thank you, S2S. When you try to take on something big like S2S is trying to do and creating literally a new platform, there's a lot more effort, a lot more time behind the scenes trying to get that off the ground. Here at Spark, you get the opportunity to create a business right away, try to find something that you can make money right away, sell your services, sell a product, or you can try to make a go out of creating a bigger platform. And this is what you see with S2S. When they show their timeline, there's no revenue projections because they're trying to take on something that may yield $500,000, $1 million in the future. You get 2 options. You can go for the quick and easy, create a product, sell it, or you can try to truly innovate. And it's fun to see both sides of the coin here at Spark. So I know that S2S has been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and it's not always the greatest since you don't have that instant gratification with a project like that, but I implore you to keep pursuing and chugging along because that is a really cool, unique market that I haven't really seen anywhere else. So I'd love to see that start here at Spark and also at Parkway and continue on. Finally, we have our last group of the evening, TredBed. That's you guys.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
I'm Nicole Caldwell.
And I'm Charles Strong.
And we're part of the TredBed team. We create motorized mattress overlays for individuals that need to be propped up in bed at night. Now, to get our pitch started, we have a little story for you. And this story will explain how we got this idea and our inspiration behind it. About 33 years ago, a beautiful baby boy was born to two loving parents. His name was Alan Sheen, and his parents were Kent and Carol Sheen. Now, Alan Sheen wasn't like other kids. He was full of love for life, and he was always laughing. Alan also had cystic fibrosis, a medical condition that caused his body to overproduce mucus. This is a condition that 30,000 people have in the world at any given time. And as a result of it, the people need to be propped up in bed at a 30 to 45 degree angle. In order to do so, Kent and Carol had to pull Alan up at night, often up to 4 times a night, in order to help him.
Alan sliding down in bed at night put a health risk to his own physical health, as well as Kent and Carol, who needed to prop him up in bed at night. Eventually, this led to their own shoulder problems. Unfortunately, Alan passed away November 1st of this year due to his illness. However, with our motorized mattress overlay, we can reduce these health factors by automatically lifting up these individuals. Traditional methods, they do not have a solution with people like these women. There is no technology there to prevent these women from sliding down in bed. With a combination of conveyor belt technology and sensors, we are able to automatically lift up individuals. The sensor will detect when an individual is sliding down in bed, and automatically they will be lifted up into the correct position to prevent asphyxiation and other health risks. This makes us revolutionary.
So TredBed started out as one person with an idea and a couple rough sketches for what I thought would be happening. However, the distance that we've come in so little time is honestly remarkable. And now we have our working prototype.
As you can see here in this video, I am the patient with cystic fibrosis or a other degree where I need to be propped up in bed. I'm 240 pounds, and Lisa is easily lifting me up in bed without having to use her arms, or she's doing it very easily, just with her arms, so she doesn't have to do it more manually, hug me, and put me up in bed. I weigh 240 pounds, obviously, and Lisa is a lot less than I am.
I'm strong, guys. I got muscles.
As we have created our product, one of our mentors, Kelly, has really emphasized the fact of human-centered design. The fact that our consumers must both need our product and benefit from it.
So because we believe that this kind of system is essential for a successful business, I went out and I visited the cystic fibrosis floor at Barnes Jewish Hospital, where I received validation from medical professionals who said that the TredBed would be perfect for these people, and from individuals with cystic fibrosis who said that the TredBed could have changed their lives for the better.
Cystic fibrosis is our primary market, but after speaking with medical professionals, we realized that our market is a lot bigger than that. We have the impact of helping people with disabilities with the TredBed. We can reach so many more people than just cystic fibrosis.
So our marketing plan has 2 main strands, and Charles will go a little more into that.
Well, obviously we can't do this without money. Money is a big part of our thing. So our first advertising campaign is going to be going to hospitals and visiting the patients who actually have cystic fibrosis. They're going to be making t-shirt designs in a contest, and the person who wins will be put on the shirt. The shirt will have the design on the front and TredBed on the back, not only raising awareness for our company, but for the disease itself. Money will go to us, but also to local charities for cystic fibrosis. Our other marketing strategy is through LinkedIn. Obviously, we are all Spark entrepreneurs, which gives us a little bit of credibility.
So right now we have a general cost of production that we've created because we don't have a product to sell, but we have created our first manual prototype, so we've made projections for that. Based off of these projections and looking into the future, our main goal is to bring the product to market, and we will do that by fulfilling a series of smaller goals that are more attainable and going through our 3 stages of prototyping.
What we all want you to take from this slide is that we have made enormous strides in a short amount of time to become business professionals. We have not only made a manual prototype, and we have reached out to individuals without knowledge of how they were going to reply to us, and we have invested our own capital and time into this project.
And those risks have paid off because we have a working prototype that can benefit millions. Thank you for coming out tonight.
All right. The hazards of live pitching. You have to play by the rules, even if you have a really cool product. That will conclude the pitch portion of the evening. Now we're going, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, give them all a round of applause. All right. We're going to let the judges go into the back room. And Xantha, would you like to take a word at this moment?
I'm so glad that I'm not on the judges panel tonight because I think these kids did great. So thank you so much for coming out, but please stick around so you can find out who the winners are. So we'll be right back.
We've now reached the end of the fall semester. And what that means is the Parkway Alumni Association have graced us with their nice big check and are ready to pass out the checks and the prizes to the winners. I'll hand it off to Trent Phelps and the Parkway Alumni Association.
Just a word or two, just to say these kids are so fabulous, and it's really wonderful to see everybody here supporting them.
Okay, again, I second that. You guys have all done an amazing job. It takes a lot of courage just to get up in front of a group of people and talk, and then to pitch your business plan and all of the work that you have put into this over this semester. You've all done an amazing job, so congratulations to all of you. All right, so are we starting with number 5? Or?
Actually, we're going to make a special announcement here quickly.
Okay.
What you guys see here is the culmination of a year and a semester of work. And unfortunately, not everybody gets to see the day-to-day interaction. And we wanted to point out a couple people internally that we see working very hard on a day-to-day basis and are going to get tickets to the upcoming Bounce TED Gateway Arch. And we wanted to pass these out to the 2 people that made the biggest bounce over the last 2 months. So we had the mentors got together and voted on 2. And we voted on Liza and Connor. Come up and receive your tickets. Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes, and we really wanted to make note to a couple of the entrepreneurs that worked really hard behind the scenes and took their company far in a short amount of time. You ever get pictures? Thank you. All right, I'll let you go.
Okay, so number 5? Okay. So coming in 5th place was TredBed. And 4th place was Flying Photo. All right. And third place for the $200 prize was B3 Media. And second place for $300 was KP Care. And First place for the $500 prize is the S2S student to student.